everyone, my name is Sayana Tasari. I'm a student of Universitas Negeri Jakarta in Economics Education Program. And now I will give a presentation about my research and the title is The Effect of Energy Consumption, Fixed Capital, and Labor Costs in Manufacturing Output in Indonesia. There is some reason why I do this research. There is a background is currently of the manufacturing industry is one of the important sectors that support human life, especially in basic needs. The manufacturing industry is a mainstay because of its high contribution to GDP or gross domestic product and non-oil. The world manufacturing industry experienced a slowdown in growth with only 2.2% growth as a domino effect of the recession that occurred in several European countries and weakening economic growth in North America, East Asia, as well as slowing economic growth in several developing countries. And the main impact experienced by the manufacturing industry in Indonesia is a slowdown in growth associated with a decline in productivity. For example, we can see in the growth rate from 2017 to 2019. 2017 have a growth rate in 4.29%, and in 2019 the growth rate is 3.8%. And for the productivity or output rate for some provinces in Indonesia, that is for example in Bengkulu in 2019 in 12.5 trillion, and in 2019 in 10.6 trillion. That it showed a slowdown in the productivity or output rate. The decline in manufacturing output was caused by several things, one of which was change in productivity factors. Factor of production or input consists of fixed input and variable input. At fixed input, the resulting output has no effect on the input used, while on the input variable, the amount used depends on the amount of output to be produced. The production factor can be in the form of labor, capital, material or raw material, energy, land, policy information, as well as consumer condition and managerial capabilities. Follow the background, there is research question. 1. Does energy consumption affect manufacturing output? 2. Does fixed capital affect manufacturing output? 3. Does labor affect manufacturing output? And 4. Do energy consumption, fixed capital, and labor affect manufacturing output? Manufacturing output is the maximum number of goods or service produced from the production process within a certain time period by providing added value or use value to meet the needs of human life. And the energy consumption is the ability used to carry out work or business, including production activities in form of heat, light, mechanism, chemics, and electromagnetics. Fixed capital is an investment or property owned to carry out production activities or other activities whose circumstances and amounts are not easy to change, and the labor costs are all costs incurred as compensation for hiring workers. There is some relevant research is the analysis of manufacturing sector in Indonesia by Muriani and Lene in 2019, the effect of capital, labor, and raw material towards production value by Putri in 2020, and analysis of economics of scale and efficiency in input usage on output in the tile industry by Handayani and Purbadarmaja in 2019. There is a grand theory used in this research. There is endogen growth theory and neoclassical growth theory. According to the theory of endogen growth by Romer, technological variables affect productivity. Technological development over time will result in output growth over time as well, so that an increase in energy consumption causes higher output. And based on the neoclassical growth theory by Solow, output is a function of capital and labor. The simple assumption used in this theory is to assume that there is no technological development with an increase in fixed capital. The resulting output will increase too. And follow the green theory, there is some theory for each variable. There is energy consumption theory from Fuso in 2020. Consumption is carried out on the basis of consideration of the resulting output. If the consideration gives the conclusion that there is an increase in the resulting output, then energy consumption is feasible. And for fixed capital theory is from Woods in 1983. Fixed capital has a role and influence on the resulting output. The assumption in this theory that there is high fixed capital allow maximum productivity. And for the exchange rate theory is from Smith in 1776. The theory refers to the factor of labor in which labor is exchanged for a given rate. The greater of labor cost certificate, the higher expectation level of output. So, there is some hypothesis used in this research. There is hypothesis 1, there is a positive and significant effect of energy consumption on manufacturing output. Hypothesis 2, there is a positive and significant effect of fixed capital on manufacturing output. Hypothesis 3, there is a positive and significant effect of labor cost and manufacturing output. And hypothesis 4, there is a positive and significant effect of energy consumption, fixed capital, and labor cost on manufacturing output. So, for the object of research, there is manufacturing output, energy consumption, fixed capital, and labor cost. There is first research is ranged from the 2019 to 2000, from 2017 to 2019. For the type of research, the research conducted is an associative research, and the method used is quantitative approach. And the type of data based on the nature, the type of data in the study include quantitative data. Meanwhile, based on the time, the type of data in the study include panel data. And for research of the data, the study used secondary data that obtained from the statistical of the Indonesian manufacturing industry from 2017 to 2019. And the technique data collection is documentation technique. Use data that is already available as a source of data in research. And analysis of this research, there is regression. For the operational variable in this research, manufacturing output is measured based on the value of manufacturing output resulting from production activities carried out as well as other activities carried. Energy consumption is measured based on the total value of energy consumption used in production activities. And fixed capital is measured based on the total fixed capital owned, and the labor costs are measured based on the total labor cost incurred. For the estimation regression in this research, there is estimation model, there is CEM model, FEM model, and REM model. And how to select the best model is use co-test is to compare CEM and FEM model. There is Hausman test to compare FEM and REM model, and this we have Langrench multiplier test to use in circumstances where the previous test results are inconsistent. So after the estimation regression, we have a classic assumption test. There is normality test, multicollinearity test, and heteroscedasticity test. Normality test aims to test the data to be analyzed whether in the regression model the confounding or residual variable have a normal distribution, and multicollinearity tests aim to test whether there is a high or perfect correlation between the independent variable in the regression model, and the heteroscedasticity test aim to detect whether there is a inequality of variance from the residual from our observation in each regression model. And hypothesis test in this research, there is t-test to show the extent of the influence of an independent variable individually. F-test aims to determine the all variables simultaneously or together have an influence on the dependent variable. There is R-square test to measure the extent to which the model ability to explain variance in the dependent variable. And the description of data in use in this research based on the type of research used in this study uses secondary data obtained from the official BPS website. This study used panel data from 34% in Indonesia in period 2017 to 2019. The total observation in this study are 102 observations. For the result of the test, there is co-test result. Based on the test result, obtain a probability value of 0.0 less than a significant value is 5%. They show that the right model from the panel data from the co-test is FEM model. There is Hellman test. Based on the test result, obtain a probability value of 0.7374 more than a significant value, that is 5%. They show that the correct model for panel data regression from Hausman test, there is REM model. So, because there is an inconsistent result from the co-test and Hausman test, we need to do the another test, is Lagrange multiplier test. So, based on the test result, obtain a probability value of 0.0 less than a significant value, that is 5%. This show that is correct model from the panel data. From the Lagrange multiplier test, there is panel data regression use the REM model. The next step is to the normality test, that based on the result of the probability value of 0.546x, so it can be concluded that the data used in this study was normally distributed. And for the multicollinearity test, based on the test result, VIF value are below of 10. There is range from 1.6 to 3.1. So it can be concluded that there is no multicollinearity problem in this regression model. And the next test is heteroscedasticity test. Based on the test result, the probability of all variable is greater than 5%. So it can be concluded there is no heteroscedasticity problem in this regression model. So from the regression, we can have a function. There is function is have some variable. There is y is dependent variable. There is manufacturing output, and x1 is first independent variable, energy consumption. x2 second independent variable or fixed capital, and x3 is third independent variable, that is labor cost. The test results show that the energy consumption variable has a probability value of 0.018, which is smaller than 5%. The positive effect resulting from the statistical t-value of 3.20624 show that the positive effect on manufacturing output. This means that if the level of energy consumption is high, manufacturing output will increase, because the probability value of energy consumption is under 5%, and the t statistic is 3.20624. You can be conclude there is hypothesis 1 is accepted. And the results show that the fixed capital variable has a probability value from 0.00779, which is smaller than 5%. The positive effect resulted from the t statistical value of 2.712408 show a positive effect on manufacturing output. This means that if the level of capital remains high, manufacturing output will increase, because the probability value of fixed capital is under 5%. And the t statistic is 2.712408. It can be concluded that the hypothesis 2 is accepted. The results show that the labor cost variable has a probability value from 0.0, which is smaller than 5%. That's 5%. The positive effect resulting from the t statistic value of 7.61030 show a positive effect on manufacturing output. This means that if the level of labor cost is high, manufacturing output will increase too, because the probability value of labor cost under 5%, and the t statistic is 7.61030. It can be concluded that the hypothesis 3 accepted. And for the F test, Based on the test result obtained R square value of 0.811619, this figure showed that the variable of energy consumption, fixed capital, and labor cost in the study affect manufacturing output by 0.811619, or independent variable in the study is able to explain in the effect of 81.16% on manufacturing output, meanwhile another 18.84% is influenced by factors outside this research. For the effect of energy consumption on manufacturing output, there is a positive and significant effect of energy consumption on manufacturing output. Similar research were obtained in research conducted by Muriani in 2019, Ilesanmi and Tewari in 2022, Tecker in 2019, and Tira in 2012. The more energy consumed in industry, the more manufacturing output is generated. The result is reinforced by a statement submitted by the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Research in 2016, that the progress that times takes the use or level of energy consumption increase, one of which is in the manufacturing industry sector. Effect of fixed capital on manufacturing output. The positive effect resulting from the t-statistic value show the positive effect on manufacturing output. Effect of fixed capital on manufacturing output is supported by previous research conducted by Putri in 2020, Putra and Yasa in 2019, and Bogosov in 2018, and Das and Sudiana in 2019, provide similar result on the effect of fixed capital on output. This influence because of the ability of fixed capital to support ongoing productivity activities. Effect of labor costs on manufacturing output can be concluded there is a positive and significant effect of labor costs on manufacturing output. The research is in line with the result of this study has been carried out by Putra and Yasa in 2019, by Wulandari in 2017, by Budiman in 2015, by Tunzin and Baliut in 2022, and Ogundip and Olarewaju in 2020. There is an inseparable relationship between labor costs and the resulting manufacturing output. The relationship results from the influence cost, even though it already has a substitution factor to replace labor. The role of labor can be eliminated. The last is effect of energy consumption, fixed capital, and labor cost on manufacturing output. We can be conclude there is a positive and significant effect on energy consumption variable, fixed capital, and labor cost on manufacturing output simultaneously. These results are in accordance with the growth theory expressed by several experts. Based on neoclassical growth theory, output as a function of capital and labor. It increase in fixed capital, the resulting output will increase. As with an increase in labor costs, the resulting output will increase, but along with the development of science and technology, the use of technology in everyday life began to be adopted. One of them is by use technology in the manufacturing sector. According to the growth theory, technology variable affected productivity. Technology development over time will produce output over time, as well as that an increased energy consumption causes high output. That is, we can find in growth theory. There is we can find in endogenous growth theory by Romer. So the conclusion of this research, one, energy consumption has a positive effect on manufacturing output. So fixed capital has a positive effect on manufacturing output. 3, labor costs have a positive effect on manufacturing output. And 4, simultaneously, energy consumption, fixed capital, and labor costs have a positive effect on manufacturing output. The implication of this research is, one, an increase in manufacturing output is necessary because it is a long-term indicator of economic growth. The way that can be done to increase the production factor are ambitious. Based on the research that has been done, it was found that several production factors that can increase manufacturing output. There are energy consumption, fixed capital, and labor costs. Provision of limits on energy consumption and substitution with the use of renewable energy can be another opinion to keep adapting to technological development, not less for industry players, especially in the manufacturing sector. The provision of capital loans can help production activities run well because they have fixed capital. The existence of a capital loan facility is addition to helping existing business actors in the industry also stimulates the growth of other industries. And providing training and improving education can be the first step to avoid negative impact by providing the quality of labor. The labor cost incurred will be equal to the output produced. Indirectly, an increase in the quality of labor will increase labor cost, but this is accompanied by an increase in the output produced and the quality of output produced. And the limitation in this research, the research has been carried out is certainly not free from limitation. The limitation in this study are the result in the R-square test, showing that there are other variables that affect manufacturing output by 18.84%. In addition, the scope of this research is limited only by the manufacturing industry in Indonesia, so that the result obtained cannot be equated with other industrial sector or other countries. And for the future research, can we add other independent variables that have potential to affect output by developing variable following currently development and trends. And future research can be expand the scope of research by not being limited on the manufacturing industry or in the regional scope, but to a major industrial sector and making comparison with several equivalent country. So that is the last of my presentation. Thank you for the time.